Listen, if you're a senior over 60 and you've started to get tired of squinting until you have a headache just to read a newspaper headline, or if your heart sinks with fear every time the streetlights blur while you're driving at night, I have a solution for you. I'm Dr. Sterling. Please don't just accept that blurry vision as a natural part of aging. The truth is, your eyes aren't dying. They are severely starving and exhausted. Tonight, I want you to go into your kitchen and prepare exactly 4 types of nuts that I'm about to reveal. Just a small handful before you head to bed will provide exactly what your aging retina craves to begin to restore eyesight during deep sleep. No expensive chemical eye drops, no risky surgeries. This is pure science based on the latest research in ophthalmic nutrition. Why is the timing so critical? Because after age 60, your eyes often fall into a state of oxygen starvation and antioxidant depletion. While you sleep, your body puts all its energy into healing. But if you lack specific microfatty acids, that regeneration process is paralyzed. These 4 nuts act as a special biofuel, quietly sweeping away inflammatory plaque in the capillaries and rebuilding damaged photoreceptor cells. I've used this blurry eyes treatment with hundreds of desperate patients at my clinic, and the results have been truly beyond expectations. You'll see clearer images and sharper light adjustment in a very short time. If you want a natural eye health strategy to protect your windows to the soul, hit subscribe right now so you don't miss these life-changing updates. Before we dive into the 4 nuts, you need to understand a secret that very few optometrists share. Your eyes never truly sleep. Even when your eyelids are closed, the retina remains the highest oxygen-consuming tissue in the entire human body, even higher than the brain. After age 60, your eye's ability to flush out toxins declines. During the day, your eyes endure a hurricane of free radicals from sunlight and pollution. Nighttime is the only window for the eye's cleaning system, what we call the Ocular Glymphatic System, to sweep away cellular waste. If you go to sleep with an empty nutritional reservoir, your eyes enter a state of autophagy, meaning they begin to weaken because they have no raw materials to regenerate. That's why this midnight vision protocol isn't just dietary advice, it's emergency rescue for your biological cycle. We'll start immediately with the first fog destroyer. This nut is in every grocery store, but its power for the retina is often ignored. It's the walnut. I know what you're thinking. Walnuts, aren't those just for cholesterol? Believe me, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Walnuts are the planet's richest plant source of omega-3 ALA fatty acids. I won't bore you with biochemistry terms, but you must remember this. Your eyes do not exist in isolation. They are actually an extension of your central nervous system, connected directly to the brain via the optic nerve. Both the brain and eyes live or die based on healthy fats to transmit signals. As you age, especially after 60, this fat balance collapses. Blood flow to the retina slows down, making image processing sluggish. That's when you find yourself reacting slowly to bright lights or struggling to see in the dark. Walnuts step in as silent heroes. That ALA helps pump blood to the optic nerve, protecting nerve fibers from oxidative stress and dousing inflammation. It's like a routine oil change for your visual fiber optic system after decades of wear and tear. Beyond structure, walnuts save your mental clarity, something that often fades right along with your vision. I remember June, a vibrant 72-year-old artist who had to put down her brushes in despair. She told me, "Dr. Sterling, the colors are gone, and my head feels like it's covered in fog." We set up a simple evening ritual with this exact healthy fat. 3 weeks later, she walked into the clinic with a brilliant sunflower painting and an equally bright smile. "My eyes finally woke up," she said. That is the power of giving the body the right tools at the right time. Let's look deeper at how ALA works. Did you know that 60% of your retina is made of fatty acids? As we get older, the optic nerve cell membranes become stiff and brittle, causing the electrical signals from the eye to the brain to leak and become distorted. This is why you see distorted images or loss of focus, even with glasses. The ALA in walnuts is partially converted into DHA, the building blocks of your rods and cones. This is especially vital for those worried about optic nerve atrophy. Walnuts also contain polyphenols, that block toxic proteins from clogging nerve information. Eating walnuts at night is how you coat your most sensitive nerve fibers with a new protective layer. June didn't just see better because her eyes were stronger. It was because her brain regained the ability to decode images accurately. This is a key way to fix vision from the inside out. That's just the beginning. The next nut is smaller and greener, but it's a steel shield for the back of your eye against artificial light. If walnuts are the builders, the pistachios are the devoted retinal bodyguards. Don't underestimate that little green hue. Behind that shell are lutein and zeaxanthin, two compounds your macula desperately craves. Let me explain why they are your lifeline. The macula, the center of sharp vision, is being cooked every day by blue light from TVs, phones, and LEDs. Even if you don't use screens, sunlight is still eroding your eye tissue. Pistachios provide pigments that act as internal sunglasses, filtering out harmful wavelengths before they can destroy the macula. Crucially, your body cannot produce these on its own. Pistachios are a rare treasure containing both these nutrients along with healthy fats to maximize absorption. When you have enough, they reduce sensitivity to glare and help stop vision loss from age-related macular degeneration, the leading cause of blindness after 60. I once treated Harold, 68, who felt the world was as dim as an old movie. He was terrified of night driving because oncoming headlights blinded him. He said, "Everything is just too harsh, doctor." After 2 months of the evening pistachio ritual, he called me beaming. "I'm driving again, and for the first time in years, I'm not afraid of the dark." That is the power of defense from within. Your eyes need non-stop senior eye protection, and pistachios provide it in the most subtle way. We live in an era where eyes are more abused than ever. Have you heard of MPOD? It's the macular pigment optical density. This is the natural sunscreen deep in your eye sockets. After age 60, this density thins, leaving your retina naked against the attack of artificial blue light, the highest energy light in the spectrum. Pistachios don't just give you lutein. They provide the golden ratio of lutein and zeaxanthin. This creates a double filter. Lutein protects the edges of the retina, while zeaxanthin protects the very center, the spot responsible for reading and recognizing faces. When Harold said he no longer feared headlights, it was because his macular pigment was thick enough to absorb and scatter that glare. This is a battle of pigment density, and pistachios are your ammunition dump. But a shield isn't enough if the inside is on fire. From the deep Amazon comes a larger, rarer nut that is the ultimate anti-inflammatory weapon, the Brazil nut. Have you ever woken up with bloodshot eyes or felt a burning sensation in the afternoon like there's sand inside? For seniors, that's not temporary. It's chronic inflammatory exhaustion. While you might reach for eye drops, real healing must start at the cellular level. Brazil nuts are famous for one extraordinary thing: selenium. This is a trace mineral your eyes need only in tiny amounts, but the impact is massive. Selenium acts as a firefighter, dousing the flames of inflammation, the culprit behind dry eyes, blurred vision, and early cataracts. It protects the lens and cornea from permanent damage while reactivating vitamin E to keep eye tissues from becoming brittle. The sad truth is, most people are selenium deficient without knowing it. Walter, a 74-year-old teacher, used to carry artificial tears everywhere, yet his vision was still cloudy. After adding exactly 1 Brazil nut a day to his nightly ritual, he told me something that shocked me a month later. "Dr. Sterling, my eyes finally feel at peace." You don't need to eat many, you just need to eat right. 1 Brazil nut is the precise cataracts food cure your inflamed eyes are begging for. Speaking of selenium, we're talking about the master of antioxidants, glutathione. Selenium doesn't directly heal the eye. It's the key that allows your body to produce glutathione peroxidase. This is an enzyme that neutralizes free radicals right inside your lens. Think of a cataract like an egg white being cooked until it's cloudy. Selenium helps keep the proteins in your lens liquid and transparent. This is a vital cataracts prevention diet tip. However, there is an important medical warning. Selenium is so powerful you can overdo it. That's why I emphasize exactly 1 Brazil nut per day. A single nut contains 68 to 91 micrograms of selenium, which perfectly meets the daily requirement for an adult. Too many can lead to hair loss or brittle nails, but one at night is the golden dose to ensure your eyes don't get cloudy over time. The final nut is small and round, but holds the secret to moisture and brilliance, the hazelnut. As we pass 60, what fades isn't just clarity, it's collagen. Don't be confused. Collagen isn't just for skin. It's the framework supporting your cornea and every tiny blood vessel in your eye. When collagen breaks down, the eye loses its shape, flexibility, and ability to hold water. That's when that gritty, stinging feeling every morning becomes a nightmare. To preserve collagen, you need vitamin E, and hazelnuts are nature's best treasure chest for it. Because vitamin E is fat-soluble, the healthy fats already in hazelnuts help it absorb fully, locking in moisture and slowing down tissue decay. Look at Lydia, 69, who was desperate because her eyes were constantly watering. Ironically, her eyes weren't too wet. They were so chronically dry that her body was overcompensating by producing useless tears. She said, "It's so embarrassing, Dr. Sterling. Everyone thinks I'm crying." We changed one thing, a small handful of hazelnuts before bed. A month later, the redness was gone, and the constant tearing stopped. She could finally look people in the eye with confidence. Hazelnuts might be small, but they impact the core structure of your eyes. Let's talk about the microvessels. The eye area has the smallest capillaries in the human body. If these vessels stiffen due to a lack of collagen and vitamin E, oxygen can't reach the retina. Hazelnuts provide alpha-tocopherol, the most active form of vitamin E your body can use. This protects collagen and prevents the oxidation of lipids in your tear glands. As you age, the oil in your tears can become rancid due to oxidation, causing tears to evaporate too fast. Hazelnuts stabilize this oil layer. When Lydia's eyes stopped watering, it was because the protective oil film on her eyes was finally strong enough to keep the moisture inside. This is a blurry eyes treatment at the membrane level. Now you know the 4 gifts from nature, but here is the most astounding part. It's not just what you eat, but when you eat it. Your eyes perform 90% of their overhaul and repair at night. While you're in deep sleep, cells regenerate and inflammation cools down. But listen, if the body doesn't have the right materials, the healing simply won't happen, no matter how long you sleep. That's why the Midnight Vision Protocol is a game changer. It's a routine that takes less than 5 minutes. 1 hour before bed, prepare a small bowl with a few walnuts for that brain-eye connection, a handful of pistachios to protect the retina, exactly 1 Brazil nut to douse inflammation, and a few hazelnuts to preserve collagen. Don't overeat. Let them gently nourish you through the night. Add a cup of warm herbal tea like chamomile to optimize the absorption of those fat-soluble vitamins. Turn off your phone. No noise. Make this a ritual, not a chore. It's a signal to your soul that healing is actually happening. Now, I'll share a secret to triple the effectiveness of these nuts, the activation protocol. You see, raw nuts contain phytic acid and enzyme inhibitors to keep them from rotting in nature, but in your body, these substances prevent you from absorbing selenium, zinc, and magnesium. If you can, soak these 4 nuts in warm water with a pinch of sea salt for 4 to 6 hours before eating. This tricks the nut into thinking it's ready to sprout, releasing digestive enzymes and breaking down phytic acid. Then, pat them dry and enjoy. This makes them easier on your stomach before bed and ensures every microgram of selenium or ALA goes straight to your bloodstream and into your eyes. This is the difference between just eating and practicing nutrition for eye health. My patients wake up without that dry, gritty feeling. They no longer have to squint at the morning paper. You don't need expensive supplements or fancy blue light glasses. You just need to start right here. I also want you to understand that the Midnight Vision Protocol cannot work alone if you are still mistreating your eyes right before bed. If you eat these nuts but then lie there staring at your phone in the dark, you are pouring water into a glass while drilling holes in the bottom. Blue light in the dark is 10 times more damaging because your pupils are dilated to let more light in. Consider the nuts the start of a darkness ritual. After eating, turn off the electronics. Let total darkness activate melatonin. This hormone doesn't just help you sleep, it works with selenium to repair the retina. Your eyes have served you for over 60 years. They deserve 1 hour of peace every night to be reborn. Let me tell you about Richard, a 76-year-old mechanic who was losing hope as his world grew dark. He had stopped fixing cars and couldn't see his granddaughter's smile on the screen. "I feel like I'm no longer the master of my life," he told me. We didn't use a prescription. We used this evening ritual. 3 weeks later, he called me with a voice full of joy. "I saw her dimples again, Dr. Sterling." Richard isn't an isolated case. This is what happens when we stop accepting decline as destiny. Your age does not define your senior's vision. It is never too late to believe in your body's ability to heal. A handful of nuts every night, a decision to trust. That is how the light comes back. Thank you for spending this valuable time with me. If this video brought you value, please support us by hitting like and sharing it with those who are quietly struggling in the dark. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the truths that can change how you age. Let me know in the comments, are you noticing any changes? Your story could be the hope someone else needs. Until next time, I'm Dr. Sterling. Remember, every small act of care adds up. I wish you a peaceful evening and vitality after 60. Keep your health and keep your light.